Hi, I'm Larry McAtee, Ward 3 City Councilman, and these are exciting days in Oklahoma City. One of the exciting things we're going to talk about today, we've got an election coming up on September 12th. One of the propositions on that election, Parks and Recreation. We've got Doug Cupper, our Parks and Recreation Director, here today to fill us in, right, Doug?
I appreciate the opportunity, sir.
And you're excited.
This is the best time of my life, is just thinking about the ability to improve the park system for the whole citizens.
Well, that's what we want to do. We want to talk about it for the whole citizens, but we want to make sure during that talk we get some commercials in for Ward 3. Fair enough?
Be happy to do that.
Tell us about the whole system.
As most people might not know, there's 160 parks that the city of Oklahoma City has and operates. And as much as we would like to do improvements to all 160, you know, we had to limit that to what could fit into the current bond program. So our portion of the bond program is slated to be around $137 million. There's a little bit of everything in that bond proposition. We've got neighborhood parks that are going to be improved, and then we've got larger parks that are going to be improved. We're excited about it. It's a great opportunity from a Parks and Rec perspective to be able to plan that kind of activity.
Well, since you threw me a softball, that's going to be in one of, let me see if I can hit it out of the park. One of the things you said was some parks for neighborhoods. What's planned for the southwest portion of Oklahoma City from a park standpoint?
Well, we're excited. We started working with Ward 3 neighborhoods back in 2014 on recognizing the need that we need some community parks out in Ward 3. So we're excited that we do have in the proposition some land acquisition and park development funds, and we targeted Ward 3 as one of those wards that requires a new park be built in it. So we're excited about that opportunity. You know, we could talk about what kind of amenities would be in that park, but that'd be a little premature. I like to talk to the neighborhoods that are going to use that park and see what they want to put in that park. But we think we have a golden opportunity to bring opportunities to Ward 3 that they haven't had for probably the last 10, 20 years.
Fantastic. Now let's look at some of the other things. What else can we look for in the proposition?
Well, one of the other exciting things I think in Ward 3 is South Lakes Park, the soccer complex out there. It's an exciting time. We just added 5 more fields under the 2007 GO proposition, but now we would like to go back and light those soccer fields. And what that helps us do is create an opportunity for the South Lakes Soccer Association to do their league plays during the weekday. They don't have to play late, but they can get their games in Monday through Thursday, and that gives us the opportunity to draw regional and national tournaments to Oklahoma City for our kids to benefit from that kind of activity.
So we'll kind of get our cake and eat it too. We
that's what
got
we're
amenities for our kids right now, and then we get some economic dollars coming in.
That is correct. And one of the other things that we have slated for South Lakes Park is one of our newer dog parks. We'd like to create a fairly significant dog park at South Lakes Park for the Southsiders. We've been working with a lot of groups that love Paul Park on the north side, and we really aren't providing anything on the south side. So we're excited about having that in the proposition as well.
Now, I've heard something for the softball complex in Lincoln Park. How about telling our viewers something about that?
Well, again, we've benefited from a great relationship with the NCAA and the Softball Hall of Fame. And because of the Softball Hall of Fame having been created, you know, it's kind of like the old movie. If you build it, they will come. And the NCAA came strongly. And so in order to keep the NCAA in renewing their agreement with Oklahoma City to have the World Series here, we need do some much needed updating of the current facility and expand its capability. We're going to add actually an additional ball field out there so that they can play more games quicker to get the finals going into the stadium. So we're excited about that, and it's our single biggest ticket item, but it is a contractual obligation to bring the old stadium into world-class conditions as it was when it was originally built.
So to keep these athletes and their fans coming to town, we did sign a contract back a year or so ago.
That is correct.
That made some commitments, and we're honoring those commitments.
And because of that commitment, the NCAA is committing to Oklahoma City to continue to bring the World Series here. And during the series, I got calls from all over the country. Colleagues of mine in Florida, Ohio, Michigan, and Texas call me saying what a great facility we have. So it puts us on the national map and it gets us very good press. So we're happy to have that activity.
Now, you mentioned how many parks do we got in this?
We have 160 parks.
And a considerable amount of the monies in this proposition are going to go to do what for those parks?
Well, again, we've got some really old facilities. On the northeast side of town at Douglas Park, we have one of our oldest recreation centers. Most people that have lived in Oklahoma City will remember that it was the original fairgrounds building that we programmed for recreation purposes. We want to remove that old building and build a brand new recreation center for the northeast side of town. We know we need it, what elements will be in there. We know it'll have a gymnasium. What other elements we haven't gotten to. We want to make sure that we, again, get with the neighborhoods and talk it through with them. But because that building goes down, the old fairgrounds building, our Jimmy Stewart 9-hole golf course clubhouse is part of that structure too. So we'll have to build a new clubhouse for the Jimmy Stewart golf course as well as part of this, the Parks and Rec proposition.
Now, playing off that Jimmy Stewart clubhouse, you're also going to hopefully be able to do something to some of the other clubhouses on the golf system in town, are you not?
Yes, sir. We had great success in improving playability of Lincoln Golf Course over the last 2 years with their new clubhouse, but it also gave us an opportunity to generate income not normally off from golf, weddings and birthday parties. So we're going to build, hopefully again, if the proposition passes, we will hope to build a new clubhouse at Earlywine Golf Course and at Lake Hefner Golf Course.
Because golf continues to be one of the key sports that our citizens like to be involved in.
It is an important factor, and we continue to get input from the golfing community. Again, we want to make sure that these facilities become more neighborhood-based and available for neighborhood use. I think you could probably talk to some of the Northeast folks. They have capitalized on the Lincoln Clubhouse being available to them for neighborhood meetings even. So we hope to accomplish the same thing at Earlywine and Hefner.
Yeah, I wondered about that when we talked about doing that for Lincoln. And then we just got an invitation to go to my granddaughter's graduation celebration at the Lincoln Club Golf Course. So it does work. And
it's become very popular for other than golf tournament activities. So we're happy about that.
Some of us who are going are excited to see that operation in use.
Yeah, you can't find a better setting than a golf course for extracurricular activities such as that.
Now, golf is one sport. Tennis, there's something in the proposition for tennis players also, is it?
We recently, through more public-private partnership, created 6 indoor courts at our Will Rogers facility at Oklahoma City Tennis. But we weren't able to build the clubhouse adjacent to that. So it's a little inconvenient for players in the indoor facility. They have to walk outside, go up the hill to go to the other clubhouse. So we want to add restrooms and concessions right onto the indoor courts. So it'll make it a better environment. The tournament people that have been here love the facility. The only drawback is we don't have access to dressing rooms and locker rooms and that sort of thing right at the indoor courts. So we hope, again, if the proposition passes, we're going to add a clubhouse to the tennis facility at Will Rogers. So again, it's an exciting time. Building on softball coming back to the Olympics in 2020, we are anticipating creating another softball complex at an improved softball complex at Woodson Park on the south side of town. So kind of capitalizing on all the great things that we have going on at Wendell Wisenhunt on the other side of the interstate at Woodson Park, we're going to try to start doing the same thing on the east side of the interstate at Woodson.
That addition that went in the Wendell Wishington complex has really been well received by the folks, hasn't it?
Every weekend during the soccer season, we'll have 3,000 people in the park watching kids, parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, watching the kids play soccer. So it's been fabulous to watch that expand and grow over the years. And we've actually partnered with the Police Athletic League. They bring their leagues to the Wendell Wizen Hunt and play against our league participants as well. So again, we think we have an opportunity to expand soccer even more in this community going forward.
And the interesting thing, before you got here, you're not probably that aware of it, but Woodson was a bit of a challenge. There were some activities going on there which were less than desirable. One way to get rid of darkness is to shine light. And y'all have really shined light with the Wendell Wizen Hunt, and now with this new planned expansion.
It's always been proven. It's a proven factor no matter what. The more positive activities you have, the more you force the illegal or bad activities out of the environment. So it's important for our parks to be active and in a positive way, and that's what we are striving to do. Again, with this bond proposition, with citizens' help. Again, I don't want to miss that point. We have built our bond proposition based on a lot of neighborhood meetings and a lot of neighborhood input, and we think we've put a really good program together. I wish we could have done all of the great ideas that we got from the citizens, but hey, it gives us a target. We've got all those things still on the list, and as funds become available, or in 10 years when we do another bond, we'll attack that list again. But we're so excited about the opportunity that this is going to afford us going forward.
One final sport, and then we'll have a wrap up. What about the trails for people who like to run and bike ride?
Again, we're gonna continue the momentum that has been started. We anticipate having approximately $8 million available for additional trails, repairing some of the older trails. You know, with age, anything, you know, it's like roads. We have potholes on our trails that we're going to have to maintain. But we also, one of the things that we have been missing is wayfinding signs. People getting on a trail, they don't know how far the next parking lot is, drinking fountain, or whatever the case may be. They might even want to just know where Bass Pro is. So we hope to be able to accomplish that by putting wayfinding on our trail system. And when you got 90 miles of off-road bicycle multi-use trails, you need a lot of wayfinding to make sure people know where they're at.
Well, let's hope that our viewers out there, Doug, catch the vision that you shared today, and that they know where to go on the September the 12th, the election, the proposition for trails, and all these other activities for their parks and recreation to keep moving Oklahoma City forward. Thank you for what you and your staff have done. Thank you for watching. May God bless you, and get involved. Find out more about this proposition that's coming up and do your part. Thank you very much. God bless.